Hi everyone, it's Monica and welcome back to my channel. Well, today I'm here to share with you a couple of projects that I created using my Field Notes digital kit. And this Field Notes journal I've shared with you before. It is really just a fun little journal, and I created some text for some little ephemera pieces, as well as little pages where you can do documentation and notes, and just a fun little journal that I called Field Notes. And the reason I called it Field Notes is because it does have that Field Notes vibe as far as nature and specimens and whatnot. But the latest project that I created is this little passport kit, because I wanted to be able to show you that you can also create cards with this kit, not just journals. And you've seen my passport kits before, and I just added pieces of ephemera, and it has the 3-page fold, but instead of having the pocket here, I wanted to keep this for notes. And then I had a little tuck here that has this little piece that comes in the kit, and then I just stapled this little butterfly piece. Now this little ephemera here that I'm sharing with you came from the Holtz collection, and I have the sets both in big and small, and it worked perfect for my Field Notes kit, so I was really excited to be able to incorporate that. But what I wanted to show you today is how to create this little guy here, and this is an altered slide. And when I say altered slide, if you remember these were slides people used to use to be able to do slideshows at home, and I find these at estate sales because they're really great to alter, and they're just fun for some of my junk journals. Now some of them have the red border, which a lot of us love, and then some of them just come with just color transparency note, and sometimes when you find them you have comments on the back, like this is somebody's name here, and I guess he had a day of, looks like he's eating lunch in the water, or she's eating lunch in the water. But they're really fun to alter, and if you like to have some of the nostalgia of the red print, you may not want to alter this one. But I do have some blank ones here, and this is what I want to share with you, how to be able to cover this and create something like this. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I do when I am going to alter this is I pull this slide out. Now you don't want to throw it away because it might be something that you can use later on in your crafting, and I just love how it has, you know, these old letters, and it says Kodak there. Just really fun, just a lot of things that you can use this for in your crafting, so make sure you don't throw this away. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to alter this. So you want to find some paper, and I'm just going to pull a piece of scrap paper here, and we're going to go ahead and alter this. So the first thing you want to do is just get some really strong glue, and I'm using my 3-in-1 beacon, and you just want to add some glue to the back of it and glue it down on your paper. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this glued down, and it'll take a minute to harden. If you have a big piece of paper like I do here, you can even alter a couple, right? So let me just go ahead and do another one while I'm waiting for this to dry. Pulling out my film, and then we'll go ahead and add some glue to this side as well. Now some of these slides come in paper, or I should say cardboard. Like this one is cardboard, but this one is actually plastic. So you're going to find different types of slides when you're hunting, so just kind of keep that in mind. You could alter any one of these. You can alter a paper one, you can alter a plastic one, it really doesn't matter. You just want to get some nice sturdy cardstock, something that's going to hold up. So once your glue is dry, I'm not sure if this is dry yet, but we're going to go ahead and continue on. Put that one aside. So once your glue is dry, then you're going to want to go ahead and trim off your paper to match your slide. Okay, and some of your corners might be rounded, so you want to kind of keep that in mind. You want to kind of keep the integrity of the slide and try to get it as close as possible, because we want this to look like a slide. And there's a few different things you can do with these, and I'll be sharing those with you. All right, so once we have this trimmed off, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut the slit. Now, if you have an X-Acto knife, you could certainly use an X-Acto knife here, but I'm going to go ahead and just use my scissors. And to start myself out, I'm just going to put a hole through here just to make it easy for me. And then, as you can see, my scissors are pretty sharp, so I can just kind of go right into the center. And you want to get as close to the edge as possible. So I'm just going to cut at 4 corners here. And then once I have my 4 corners, then I can go ahead and just start to bend this over. And as you can see, it's going to give you a really nice finish on the inside. So just fold over all 4 corners. And this is where you can see where it's important to get into the corner as far as possible to make sure that it covers it completely. And we're just folding this over. If you need to make a few more trims along the way, certainly do that, just to make sure your paper will fold over nicely. And then we have this last piece right here. And then we're going to go ahead and glue these down. And then we will make it look a little bit more aged. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so just add some more glue like you did on the first round. Now, depending on the glue that you're using, you may have to hold it down. Sometimes you have those little clips that might help out, maybe a paper clip. I have one here on my desk here. Let's see if we can just kind of paper clip this to hold it down while the glue is drying. And I use this liquid glue because it's really strong. It might take a minute to catch and start drying, but it's a really good glue, especially if you want something to you know, adhere and have a strong adhesion. So do that. As you can see, this one's already taken, and then we'll continue on here. And I'm generous with the glue. This is going to be the back side, so I'm not overly concerned about how this is going to look. Now, if you wanted this to show, of course, you might want to add paper over it, maybe cut out a piece that would fit exactly. But for my project, I have it glued right to the top, to my page, so I'm not overly concerned about the back side. And I'm going to continue to add some glue to all 4 sides, and then once you have your glue down, then like I said, you just need to give it a minute so that the glue will catch. And this is the last one. It's cut all these 3 pieces here, and we're just waiting for this to catch. All right, so once you have your slide covered, then go ahead and trim off the excess paper. And now you have a covered slide. You started out with this, and you're going to end up with this. And then to give it a little bit more detail, I'm using some walnut stain. And I will just add some walnut stain just to make it look a little bit more older. And this walnut stain works great, but there's certainly other colors you could use as well. I just like the way that it looks when I age it up. And then of course you can do the inside as well. And then you have a cute little altered frame. Now when you're cutting this, you may want to be a little bit more careful. As you can see, part of my die still shows here. Not overly concerned about that. I might be able to add some ink. Once I have it flat, it won't be that big of a deal. But just kind of keep that in mind, that if you don't want any of your white to show when you're trimming it, make sure you're not too close to it. All right, so now once you have it like this, there's a couple things you can do. What I did on this one is I added my film back on because I like the way that it looked for these pieces, and then I added a sticker. So you could definitely do that, you know, find a sticker that would work. Or if you like it to be open like a frame, then you can maybe get a little bug from one of the Idea-ology sets from Holtz, and you can add a little bug right to the frame, doing something like that. But I really like the way it looks with the film, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it off that way. Okay, so when you're going to add your film piece here, remember you have holes here, so what I did is I added glue just to the top and the bottom. So I'll add a little bit of glue. To the top and the bottom. And then just line it up. And then from here, you can add a sticker, you can add a piece of ephemera. Lots of ways you can go. Let's see, I think add this little sticker bug. And then on this one, as you can see, it says Exhibit A. The way that I did that was I used, just give me a moment here. Let's see. You can either use your little small talk pieces, but I used a Remnant rub. And I used it from my Halloween piece. It said Exhibit A. But since we're going for a filled notes, I think I'll go ahead and I'll just figure out what I can do here. Let's do collections. And then if you've never used these Remnant rubs, just pull the back piece off, and we'll put that on the bottom. And then you just need to get something to rub this off. Just using the back of my pick. And I can lift this up. You want to do it slowly, so if any pieces didn't adhere or any of the letters didn't adhere, you can kind of rub them off as you're going. And then you have a nice little altered slide, and you can use this slide as part of your junk journals to add to your little kits. But it's just a fun little piece that you can alter and use in some of your collections. Now if you don't have these, I do have these available in the shop, and I have a variety. I have some white ones and I have some ones that have letters, but I'll make sure that I leave links below so you can check it out. But they are really fun little pieces to alter, and hopefully you will find some uses for these repurposed slides. Alright everybody, I hope that you've enjoyed this cool be sure to check out the kit. It's a really great one. And we'll see you again next time. Thanks for stopping by.